Today marks 1671st day of day lessons, day reflections. And today I want to reflect about the difference between happiness and nurturing. Being happy and being nurtured. I think that's such a massive, massive difference. And I never thought about it. That I think that people always say that pursuit of happiness. But I think that pursuit of happiness could to theoretically bring you down because you pursue happiness in wrong places. But I think about pursuit of being nurtured, you're never able to go wrong with that. Maybe you're able to go wrong with that at some point, but when I really reflect on that, when you're nurtured, it's so much easier to really be happy, to enjoy yourself, be blissful, be content, be peaceful, be still. And today we'll share probably 10 or so differences between being happy and being nurtured. So number one is happiness is a feeling, nurturing is a condition. That means that when you really pursue something, you can really have praise, have attention, alcohol, whatever it is. It could be that you are feeling happy at that moment. It's very, very temporary. It just comes and goes. But when we look into nurturing, it seems that your nervous system is constantly experiencing safety, stillness, peace. And this is it's a condition because a state that you develop that doesn't come overnight. That's why you need to really nurture yourself to really have that peace. And if you stop doing the behaviors and habits and patterns that you do, that really develops your nervous system in the nurtured condition. Now, of course, be able to nurture and be nurtured. Now, it's interesting because when you are nurtured, you will never stop nurturing. Because if you stop nurturing, you will go out of the state of nurtured. And this is extremely important to understand because the things that will allow you to get to nurtured, a lot of times it will keep you there. But if you stop doing that, probably that will get you out of there. Number two is happiness spikes, nurturing sustains. That means that happiness is sometimes even dopamine. It's just you have it, you don't have it, you have it, you don't have it, and it's just very temporarily. And sometimes we just really chase those highs, chase those highs, and then that because we chase those highs, we achieve lows. Well, when you think about nurturing, nurturing is doing something right every single day, and because you do every single day, it compounds and it sustains, and it takes a while to build nurtured nervous system, but when you build it, it will sustain and run with it for a long time if you stop doing the right things. And sometimes it's an interesting thing because when you do something that really nurtures yourself, and you at some point you really feel nurtured, and you stop doing the habits that really allow you to feel nurtured, that to be nurtured, and because it's sustaining for a long period of time, you just don't see how the bad habits that kicked in is actually sabotaging your state of being nurtured. Number three, happiness can be performative. Nurturing cannot. That means you can fake that you are happy. People could not really understand if you are happy or not. You're just saying that you are happy and that people could believe it. But when you think about really fake it and nurtured system, it's very hard. You can feel even when you really go through life, and if you really put the phone in the pocket and really start to observing people, you really start to see who is nurtured, who is unhappy, who is angry, who is where. So happiness, you potentially could still fake it, but it's you're able to tell it. But nurtured state is very hard to fake. And that's why happiness can be very, very performative because you have a mask of being happy. Number four is happiness is often external. Nurturing changes your interior. That means that a lot of times we look into happiness by getting something. to achieve something. That means everything about external. Now, when I think about internal, I more like the word content. That's where the true happiness comes from, content, but that's internal content. And when I think about happiness, that's a lot of times comes just from external things that you achieved, received, got, and I think that that's why it's very very short term. When you look into nurturing, it's about interior, because we need to develop that safety, we need to develop that peace, we need to develop that stillness, and all of those nurturing things that really allows develops energy is all about developing within, and that's a massive difference. Number five, happy people can still be emotionally malnourished. What it means is that happy people who say that I'm very happy, and they might be a little bit happy, but they still could not have um, relations developed to, because there's a lot of successful people who really achieve a tremendous success, and they could say that I'm happy, but they still not nurtured in the areas that they supposed to be. Relationships supposed to be nurtured. Their inner peace supposed to be nurtured. It might be that they're happy because they achieve massive success, but they don't have peace, they don't have joy, they don't have bliss. The only thing that they have is money. And again, this is not a great place to be in. Number six, nurturing reduces desperation. Happiness doesn't necessarily. And this is again, when you really start focusing on things that matter, and things that matter is nurturing yourself. And when you think about nurturing yourself, that now I didn't mention at the beginning yet, you're able to nurture emotionally, mentally, relationally, physically, spiritually. All those areas must be nurtured. And I think that's we forget that. We want to flourish in financially, but it's very hard to say that nurture yourself financially. No, it's probably not. That what could allow you to perform, make more money, to be more happy. But when you think about really nurturing yourself requires to do the right things regarding emotions, mental, spiritual, physical, and relationship health. And that's where it says that happiness doesn't necessarily reduce desperation, because desperation a lot of times is when we actually not doing the things that would love to do, the values that we have set for ourselves. But when we look into our resources that we allocate, we do not spend the more resources on the things that truly matter. Number seven, happiness is compatible with self neglect. So that means that a person who is pursuing external happiness and pursuing, as an easiest example, is external success, financial success. That means that that person could say, I'm happy because I made so much money, but could be neglect sleep, relationships, health. So it means it's opposite of nurtured. He is not nurtured at all, but he is happy, even though that there's zero nurturing of this person. Sleep, energy is going down, relations going down, emotions going down, everything is going down because happiness could potentially lead to self neglect if we are not careful. Number eight, nurturing is usually quieter than happiness. Happiness, again, that's achieving massive milestone, and externally could be loud. I made this happen. I worked so hard and achieved this milestone. I achieved this thing, and this is very loud. But nurturing is doing the right thing, even when no one is seeing. Now, I understand that when you think about success, a lot of times you'll need to do the things that nobody sees as well. But nurturing doesn't have that high. You'll never achieve the moment where it's like, oh, like I achieved nurturing the high peak of the mountain. No, you will never say that. You just feel different because, and that's supposed to be what we're looking for. We need to feel peaceful, feel content, feel purposeful, blissful. Those emotions that are actually valuable in our lives, because a lot of times if we feel just happy, that's a thing that is our life is not colorful enough. Number nine, happiness can coexist with loneliness. And it's something that a lot of times could happen. Now, if you pursue those external goals, external validations, we can work so hard by ourselves and independent without others and say that self-made millionaire. I like it that saying self-made because what I learned from John C. Maxwell, I said that there's no such a thing as self-made. Someone's always added value, give advice, and they learned. Even someone made a mistake, say they learn from it. So I think that we need to understand that self-made person is not a great thing to really mention. I don't like that saying. And I think that happiness could say that, oh, I'm self-made millionaire, I'm happy, but I'm lonely because I was too independent to pursuing my goals. The last one, number 10, is most people chase happiness because they have never been nurtured enough to stop chasing that. And this is a powerful statement. I will repeat one more time. Most people chase happiness because they have never been nurtured enough to stop chasing. I'm guilty of this as well. So I always used to feel that I'm not enough. So I need to perform, and if I don't perform, I feel guilty. I feel shame. I don't do enough. I need to do something. And and again, this is I was pursuing happiness, external happiness, by achieving, by performing. But I realized when I really started spending time in nurturing myself, some meditation, some more reflection, some more journaling, doing the habits that really focus on nurture of yourself, of within you, the soul within you, spiritually. At that moment, I started to be so content within myself that I stopped needing to perform to be happy. But again, this is always have more that content word, joy. And that means that when you really feel nurtured, at that moment you're able to feel joyful, content, even though that it might be that you're not happy, but I think that is not as important because when you really feel nurtured, that means that you have relationships that you love, you have the health taken care of, you have emotional, mental, cognitive power to do the things that you really want to do. And that's the most important part, really, to do the things that you want to do with people that you want to do with. And I think that's really bring a lot of joy, meaning, and happiness at the same time as well. So about to reflect as well, how much time do you spend on pursuing happiness, and how much time do you spend to really pursuit of nurturing environment for yourself, externally, internally, just to make sure that we're able to really pursue the things that truly matter. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.